favorite verses, though, is Romans 8:28, which says that God works all things for good for those who love him. It's a very freeing and liberating verse for those of us that are Christians, because we believe that when things can be really bad, God is working it for his good, his perfect and pleasing will, which is a very, very hard teaching when you come across business closures or staff layoffs. But it's very liberating that God is working all things towards an ultimate good. So I love that, and it kind of is very freeing that I don't have to be in charge of everything. And there is a God, I'm not him, and I surrender to his will.
I appreciate that.
Cole Burley live in Chicago. We do begin today with the very latest on the assassination of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk and the massive manhunt for his killer. These are new pictures just into the newsroom of a person of interest just being released by the FBI moments ago. These new images come after an update earlier this morning from authorities on what they say they have learned so far, starting with the killer's movements before and after the fatal shooting.
Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
Authorities went on to say they did find a high-powered bolt-action rifle believed to be the murder weapon near the neighborhood in a wooded area. But the shooter was not in the woods. They also say they've recovered a palm print, a forearm print, and most importantly, good video of the shooter, but say they will not be releasing any video at this time, just those new images.
Yes, please, I'm begging you, share out this picture for people to check. I decided to bring this one because it's clear. You can see the guy's image. I don't know why people decide to be this wicked. There are certain information that I've seen on social media which I'm going to bring in a different video. So please try to do that. There are a lot of things that I've seen today. Democrats are struggling to create a different scenario. What I see in DC police gathering like something has been dictated at the Democrat Convention Center at the DNC, in DC struggling to divert attention to what we are struggling to do right now is something I predicted that these people would do.
Activist Charlie Kirk. Officials just released this image. They are asking for the public's help in identifying the person of interest in connection with the fatal shooting. CNN's Nick Watt is following this breaking news. Nick, you are in Orem, Utah. This is a really significant moment that this is being put out to crowdsource.
Absolutely. So, Dana, we were told that they made some key breakthroughs overnight. One of those breakthroughs was good, clean video images of this suspect. Now, we were told about 2.5 hours ago that investigators were using technology to try to find an identity from that video image. We were told they were pretty confident that they could do that, but if they couldn't, then they were going to release the images to the public to try and get the public's help. They have now released those images on X, on other platforms, and it shows, as we were told earlier, a college-aged male who, as investigators say, could very easily have blended in with the crowd here on campus. 3,000 people here to see Charlie Kirk yesterday. They described this young male suspect as college age, able to blend in. So the other key breakthroughs that they discussed, they have found the weapon, a high-powered bolt-action rifle with some writings. They are going through those writings. FBI and...
These people can change. When you take a look at these, after an ATF report was leaked this morning stating there were trans and anti-fascist underbullet used in yesterday's shooting, CNN decided to recategorize those as cultural issues in their headline. This is part of the problem we are talking here. I believe you heard what this man said here. They changed the narrative. It now looks like something different. You can see how these people do.
Gets harder. They found the weapon in a wooded area behind the campus in the direction that they know the suspect fled, but the suspect himself was not found in that wooded area, and as an FBI special agent said this morning, they don't know how far he has gone. So they've been gathering video imaging from security cameras, from the many students who obviously had cell phones on them. We've seen the image of a person running across the roof just after the shots were fired. They now have all the doorbell camera video from the neighborhood through which the suspect fled, and of course they will just be trying to piece this together to try and track this suspect as far as they possibly can. But this is a major breakthrough. This is also a major admission that they have not been able to, I would assume, use the technology they were using on those images to try and draw an identity themselves. That is why they have now thrown this open to the public, asking for the public's help, as they have been from the moment the investigation started. The FBI says they've had over 130 tips by this morning, images, video. They want more of that, and now they want the public's help in trying to identify the person shown in these images. Dana?
I also understand that we have some new information about some words and phrases that were imprinted on the gun that certainly could give some indication of perhaps at least some of the motive here.
Correct. This is reporting from my colleague Evan Perez that there was some writing found with the gun, with the ammunition, and they are obviously analysing that to see if this writing leads them to an identity of the suspect, or if it is perhaps, ramblings on current cultural events. Analysts are going through that right now. Now, Evan Perez also reports that they found.
When you take a look at this, a big trade has been made at the Democrat National Committee headquarters in D.C. Law sense of urgency in the area, though, since police have already determined this is BS, the Democrat had to find a way to make themselves victims after they unalived Charlie Kirk. This is it. I don't know why these people will always struggle to create a situation in this way. Everyone is blaming them for what they have been doing. There is no way that they can deny this. Yeah. We see what they do every single day. When this happened to Trump, Democrat came out to say it was fake, it was this, it was this.
This was the day that I decided I'm never voting Democrat again. I cannot stand with you people anymore. Although there's a lot of people on the right that I disagree with, looking at your comments, gross. I don't want anything to do with you. Find Christ.
Libras took their time everywhere on social media celebrating this. It is high time something needs to be done.
Turning Point USA, speaking on campus today at noon at about 12.
Who got shot, he was a pretty big influence in whatever was going,
Somebody's shooting over here. Hell of people running. There he is, right there. That guy.
I'm tired of hearing people say, like Barack Obama did, like Hillary Clinton did, oh, we condemn this violence. Guess what? You can't call the President of the United States for 10 years Adolf, and you can't say that he's a fascist dictator.
Line at the end that I think is, I just want.
What was just said, he's been one of the most divisive